Joining me today is the one, the only artist, entrepreneur, self-made man, to Tarentino. What's up, man?
Not too much. How you feeling?
I'm good, dude. I'm good. I'm on vacation, so I can't complain.
Oh, yeah, that's always a good thing.
Yeah. Let's get right into it, man. Where are you from? And let's talk about music, huh?
I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, born and raised.
Man, how would you describe Indianapolis to someone who's never been here?
It's kind of laid back. It's more laid back and chill. You gotta really kind of get out and meet people. Like a lot of people come here from different cities and states, and they just like stick to one area, and they don't really go out and network or socialize, and then they just get the kind of wrong impression.
What's going on, man?
Nothing much. It took a minute.
Hey.
I had to type the link in.
Hey, I'm the one with some dude vacuuming.
Oh no, that's
Sorry
all
about
right.
that. Dude, I'm still trying to work through that, like trying to figure out because ideally I'd love to meet up with people, but I'm in Hamilton County where most people are downtown or in Broad Ripple, so I'm trying to figure out where to meet up. So right now I'm just doing phone calls and stuff.
Right, yeah, that's still. I mean, hey, it's better than nothing, you know.
Appreciate your patience, man. So I'll just re-ask the question. I think the intro was good.
Okay.
So talk about growing up in Indianapolis. Let's go day one. You've emerged out of the womb. Are you South Side boy, East Side, downtown, North Side? Where are you at?
East Side. Well, actually, I was born out west, and then,
really?
I kind of really grew up on the East Side.
Yeah.
Near East, far East.
Yeah, that's kind of like a bad area, isn't
it? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, it's not so bad. I mean, it just depends on what type of person you are. Like what are you doing? What are you getting into? If you stay to yourself, it's pretty decent.
I feel like that's the case no matter what area you go to, especially in bad areas.
Right.
Because for my Goodwill Hunting thing, I had to go to Gary, and I'm like, well, that's one of the most dangerous places in the state, supposedly, or whatever. Right. Right. And one of my friends, I think he knows people there. He's like, just if you're going there to thrift, get in, get out. If you're not there to stir trouble, you'll be fine.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's not how they. I guess LA is if you got the wrong colors on and people just come and attack you or
Yeah.
I like that type of thing.
Yeah. So what was family life like? Do you have siblings, close family, big family? Talk about that.
I actually have a real big family on my mother's side.
Yeah.
And my father's side. I grew up with my mom's side, just me, my sister, my grandmother, my auntie, and my niece. Really, I'm still meeting people on my dad's side, and actually on my mom's side too. So yeah, it's definitely a big family.
So is it big enough where you have a T-shirt and they're like, oh, we're going let's have a reunion? Do you have a big?
Yeah, definitely. We're supposed to go to we're supposed to have a reunion in Miami next year.
Oh, word.
They might have switched it to Texas.
Damn, you're international.
I'm trying. I'm definitely trying.
So when did you get into music? Was it you were 4 and you were you made beats on the xylophone? Was it that early or talk about music?
I would say, I was maybe 8, 9. I was born with asthma, so I couldn't really engage in a lot of outside activities for a long time because it would flare. My asthma would start flaring up, and I couldn't breathe. So a lot of times throughout the summer, I would have to stay inside. So I think it was one Christmas we got like these big radios. Me and my sister, we got big radios for Christmas, and my aunt and my mom, they just kept buying me CDs. So it's like throughout the time when, excuse me, throughout the time when I didn't or I wasn't able to go outside and play, I was either playing Nintendo 64 or listening to music. So it's like eventually I just start trying to write my own, because this was like way back. I was born in '93, so this was like way back when somebody put out an album, or like at the end of their song they'll leave maybe like 30-40 seconds worth of the instrumental left, and it's just like
Really?
just the instrument. Yeah, and I would just like record over that. Like I didn't really know how to record myself at that time, but that's like really how I started writing.
Wow. Well, what would you play on N64?
Mario Kart, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Dude, Mortal Kombat. I played that a little bit. Like when on like, oh, mom and dad are asleep. Let's play Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, all day long if I could. I did like that Mario Kart too. That was like one of my favorites.
I was born in '93 too. So
really?
Yeah.
What month?
September.
Virgo.
Yep. Yes, sir. You into astrology?
A little bit. I'm starting to get better with it. Like as I go, like when meeting different people, it's like, oh, okay, I can kind of see what type of person you may be, because it's like it's like a lot of he say, she say, and then you got things that you can go by the book. It's like,
I've always been intrigued by it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, because isn't it like in line with like the stars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some girl was telling me about how it like you have different types of moon based on like the hour, minute, place you were born, like all kinds of different stuff.
Right.
But
and
that stuff's nuts.
Day, night, afternoon.
Yeah. I always think it's interesting, like if somebody's like, well, you're this, so I don't want to like mess with you, or I don't want to date you. Like they don't even give you the light of day.
Right. The time of day. Like I actually work with somebody that's like, oh, I don't, because my birthday is in January. So she was like, "Oh, you're a Capricorn. Like, I don't like Capricorns." I'm like, "What?" Like, so that means you're not gonna like associate with. She's just like, y'all just controlling. Like, I don't like Capricorn. I'm like, I'm not controlling. So
right.
I think it goes like.
She's like, "That's what a Capricorn would say."
Right. Yeah. I guess so. Yeah. That's what they all say right before they become controlling.
Right. I've always been curious why Cancer's a crab.
Yeah.
Or just name it like crab. Or, well, I don't know. Like, come up with some other word than cancer.
Something that's claws or, something related. Yeah. I know mine is like a sea goat and a horse or a seahorse and a goat or something. It's like a seahorse at the bottom and a goat at the top.
That should be your logo.
True. I actually want to get that tattoo like somewhere, because it's just different. Like I see like a lot of different pictures, like how people create it.
It is. It's like a mermaid, half goat. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like dope. It's like water and land.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's pretty dope.
Man, not a huge fan of Virgo and stuff like that, but oh well.
Virgo is
just a chick, I think.
Yeah, it's like a mermaid lady, right?
Yeah, nothing against women, obviously, but
right, right. Definitely gotta add that just in case.
Right. 2019 is 2020. Yeah.
Right.
Who'd you like grow up listening to? Like that was probably around if you were 8, so it would have been early 2000s. So like that was almost like Snoop Dogg. That was almost like
West Coast, Coast, like very, very popular. I know Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
Tupac.
Dude, I've been getting into Tribe Called Quest recently.
Yeah.
God, I love those guys.
Nice. Method Man, Redman, Corrupt,
Who's like your like all-time group, like who's the best, like NWA, Wu-Tang, like Bone Thug, like who do you think's like the best like group?
The best group. For me, I mean, the group I listened to the most was Bone Thugs. It's just I don't know, like a lot of times I at the time I didn't know what the words, were or what they meant. But it was just like how they rap so fast and they kind of like treated they voice like a part of the melody, like even way back then.
Man,
It's just like I don't know, it was just like intriguing. Like it was I think even like Twister, like when he came out, it's like how can you rap that fast without breathing?
well, yeah, especially with someone with asthma. How did you kind of deal with making music with that?
Like taking breaths, like delivery and flow wise.
Yeah, or just like how did you battle that? I mean, that's kind of
Yeah, it is. It kind of just I think I kind of just start to grow out of it. I mean, it was bad. Like I skipped kindergarten. I think I was in the hospital like my whole kindergarten year. It was pretty bad. I had to be on like steroids and all these different machines. I did get a Nintendo while I was in the hospital though.
You're an optimist, aren't you?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah.
What was your like first like song you made?
Do
you remember?
No.
Do you have like an album? Did you like? I don't know too much about your music necessarily, but like, do you have like an album? Like, what was your first album?
My first, I like actually one of my first albums or projects. It was under a different name.
Oh, okay.
I kind of switched names a lot, like growing up. I know I did have a project. It was called Realer Than Reality. I was maybe like 17 when I released that. That was I think like Dat Piff.
Yeah, dude. Dat Piff. I got all my music from there
for free.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the best thing ever. But yeah, I did Realer Than Reality. It's actually still on there, so people can still go on there and look.
Dang. So it's not like something you like want to bury. You're still proud of it, or you're like, it exists.
I still listen to it from time to time just to see like where I grew from then to now. It's like I think I was better then than now, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Just the content. Like I actually had an album coming out January 10th, but it's like I was telling one of my friends, I was like, I kind of feel like I'm more trying to grab attention on this project versus that project. Realer Than Reality, I was like more so like focused on my delivery and metaphors and being more in the lane like Kendrick and J. Cole and Jay-Z.
Right.
So now it's kind of like, the music changes like so fast. So it's like at a sense, as an artist, you got to kind of keep up with the trends and the style. So yeah, with this project, I just feel like it's more like I'm trying to like grab attention and fan base,
Yeah. Well, talk about the album then, kind of since it's coming out.
It's called Genesis. It'll be out January 10th. It's 10 songs on there. It's like the whole thing is kind of tied into like a concept. Like Genesis, is the first book in the Bible, and then so that would be for me like the first month, which would be January, which is in my birthday. So it's 10 songs on the album, which my birthday is January 10th.
Damn, dude, you went like kind of meta. Yeah, this is good. Yeah.
And then the actual cover is a baby picture of me. It was like 6 months, I think I was maybe 6 weeks. So it was in January 1993. Like everything kind of ties into that concept. Like
that's cool.
Yeah, I tried to do something special, I guess.
Do you have like kind of a defining song on it that's like this is what defines the whole project, or?
Mm, not really.
Mm.
It's more so like I was going for more so like this is the beginning, like this is the first
Yeah.
project, 2020, and I want to make it seem like this is the beginning. Like the next one gonna be better, the next one will be better,
Hmm.
but this is like stage one.
You should make like 50 something albums and just title them every book of the Bible.
Right. Or
This
yeah.
one's Matthew, this one's Revelation, this
Right. Or verse 1, chapter 2, or
yeah,
yeah,
that'd
that
be
would
funny.
be dope.
Uh,
Would be dope.
did you ever like struggle with wanting to put out music? Like kind of like, well, what if people don't like it? Or
Yeah, most definitely. I'm still like that now, but it's like I was saying earlier, like you got to kind of get out and network and meet people, and like you got to tune into other people's art, like whether it's music or actual art, paintings and things like that. Like you have to actually like tune into what other people are doing to kind of be like, okay, hey, this person did this, and this, in my eyes, it's not that great, but to everybody else, it's, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And kind of like build your confidence, right? Watching other people, create, basically just create and put their projects or whatever it is that they're doing out into the
Mhm.
public.
Yeah, so it sounds like you try to surround yourself with as many positive and creative people who are putting out stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Did you always used to be like that? Like, how's your circle been, like, kind of
Not at
across the
all.
years?
Not at all. I just kind of like start growing into that now. Like, I'm a heavy thinker. Um, I wish I did have more people around me that was like supportive.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I don't just do music. Like, I do make music, obviously.
Yeah.
But I do YouTube videos. I started that over the summer. I have a clothing line that we post a lot with one of my business partners. So it's like I try to get my hands on anything I can. Really, just
Mm.
I want to kind of leave a legacy on Earth.
Man. I, same.
Right. It's just I don't know. That's how I just kind of look at it. Like the time that we are here is kind of like, what are you doing? What did you do while you were here? Like when we are gone, it's like, okay, when people look at your life, it's like, what can they say? What can they say about you? Like, okay, hey, he did this, or he wrote a book, or he did a podcast, or he made music, or he was an artist. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what can people say about you when you gone? Like, what did you leave behind for the next generation? What did you leave behind for, younger family members or your kids or whatever? So it's like, whatever I can, if I can help people or network or whatever I can get my hands on, like I'm down.
Right. Yeah, that's good, man. I feel the same way. It's sort of like eventually everybody forgets you, eventually,
Right,
but at the same
right,
time, it doesn't mean you can't make an impact while you're here. And,
exactly.
who knows? I mean, like, I, I don't know if the goal is to be someone as big as Jesus type of thing, or the Beatles, right? But
Right,
it's sort of like, I don't know, get your equivalent of it, sort of. I don't know what the goal is, but we both share that legacy need. I mean, it's just kind of like you have no idea how much impact you could have on somebody.
yeah,
And like there was that one dude, there was something like, oh gosh, it's either Billy Graham or Joel. No, I don't think it's Joel Osteen, but I think it's like Billy Graham, the dude who like converted thousands of, probably millions of Christians or whatever. There was like one dude who was behind that, who told
right,
him about Jesus or something like that. So like in any religion or anything, like you could be one person who affects the next Bill Gates, or you just don't know, or
exactly,
you could be, you just don't know.
exactly. You never know. I think it might have been actually Tupac that had said something like that. Like he might. I think he was saying like he might not be the person to change the world, but being the type of person he is and speaking the way he speak, he might spark the light bulb in somebody's head to, be able to make a change, make a big positive change in the world, make a big impact in the world.
Dude, I think about him and Biggie like all the time. Like especially when I watch movies with Tupac, because Tupac did acting too.
Right.
Like, and when I watch him, I'm like, dude, this guy could have been like just, I mean, nutsly famous.
Phenomenal.
Just, and the things he could have done, his own clothing line. He didn't do clothing line, right? He was with Carl Kanai a little bit, right? But
Right.
I don't know. I just think about that.
He could have been way bigger. It's a lot of people that's like that. A lot of people that had the opportunity, and unfortunately, they didn't get to make it far.
Right. How do you like? I wouldn't say avoid because I don't know what your relationship with drugs is necessarily, but like with like Juice World, like him dying recently, like in seizures and probably being drug related, like Mac Miller, like drug related, like these really talented artists. And like just being smoking and drinking, and this is I don't have a moral obligation, moral thoughts on it or anything like that. But like just like Percocets, Molly, fentanyl, like all these like pretty hardcore drugs.
Right.
Like what? How do you? Is there a balance to like, yeah, I can party and I can smoke weed and I can do that stuff, but I can still avoid these things that are really going to be like could completely ruin my career / my life. Have you ever had those temptations, or have you ever had like kind of, I don't know, what's been your relationship with that kind of stuff?
I mean,
if I can ask.
Oh yeah, no problem. When I was younger, when I was in high school, I did my fair share, but it's like I had an epiphany. Somewhere throughout that time, I had an epiphany, and it was just kind of like we doing this every day. We doing this every day, and it's not necessarily doing us no good. Like we just do it every day. We fall asleep and wake back up and do it again.
Mm-hmm.
I had like an epiphany, like I want to do more than that. I want to be more than that. So I kind of my dad actually used to work for Jack Daniels, so I started drinking.
Really?
I started drinking when I was young, like 12, 13. Like me and my sister, he had a bar built in his room, so we would just go in his room, mix a whole bunch of drinks, and then drink them. We would just mix drinks and then drink them. So I started drinking very, very young. I mean, after so long, it gets old,
Mm-hmm.
And then the feeling is like being nauseous and having headaches and all that is just like it's not a good feeling. So eventually, I just like now it's just like I drink every now and then or on occasions, but it's like I know what I want to do, so I'm more focused, and plus I'm getting older, so it's like it's time to start taking care of my body, and I gotta stay healthy.
Yeah, it sounds like you kind of navigated that obstacle and just saying like, I can't let anything, I can't let a girlfriend, drugs, alcohol, whatever, get in the way of my dream for music or YouTube or clothing or whatever.
Right. And I know it's hard for a lot of groups of people because I was just talking about this the other day. It's like when the media puts that in your face so much, alcohol, drugs, pills, like from music and movies, and you young, like it's kind of like a big influence. It's like, okay, I want to try this, and then people try it and they end up like just doing it all the time, because they see people who they look up to, like artists, rappers, singers, or whatever. They see them doing it, so it's like, or they hear them talking about it, so it's like I'm gonna do it too, and then they just keep doing it, but they don't like realize that those people are rich. They don't have to go to a 9 to 5. They don't have to wake up and go to a job. Like they can do that. They had the money to afford that and still be able to live their life. And we don't know what it is that's actually going on behind that they actually doing. But we just see it, so people just get hooked onto it.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the solution is to kind of start weaning, like continually feeding the cycle and making it more and more rewarding, because basically you get into it, you rap about certain stuff, you get famous. That's how it
Right.
works.
Right. Well, you mean like what do I think could be done to like alleviate so much like drug abuse?
Yeah, or just like the whole like the need to rap about it, or just to make it less popular. Like, cool, you do that, dude. Like, where are your bars? Like, how do we get
Right.
there?
It'll be like a slow change, but I think people will have to like be more on a scale like Nipsey,
Yeah.
like just promoting like pretty much. I don't know too much about him, but I know enough. Like I listen to his albums and stuff, but I mean it'll be like pretty much like trying to show people more that you can make it out of whatever situation, like poverty, and what I'm saying, you don't gotta sell drugs, or what I mean, because I know a lot of people that he hung around, they was kind of like, yeah, we gangbangers, but we don't promote this. You know what I'm saying? We was born into this, like it's no good. Like they try to, what I'm saying, steer people the opposite way, even though they are that, they still try to steer people the opposite way. That's kind of like what I do. Like I tell people, I started drinking when I was 13. Like, hey, if you can quit now, then let it go. I feel like it'll take more people to do that instead of like trying to be quote unquote like fitting in or be cool. Like they don't want to be looked at like, oh, he
Yeah.
because he don't smoke weed, or he lame because he don't drink. Like,
How did you audit your circle? Kind of how did you start to weed people out of your life that kind of weren't on, Team Tarentino, if you will?
I'm still actually doing it now. It kind of just comes with like knowing what lane I want to go down, and if you're not really trying to go down that same lane, or it don't even have to be the same lane, if you're not doing anything positive with yourself, or if I'm feeding you, giving you my wisdom and my knowledge and trying to push you, and you like rejecting everything I'm feeding you, it's like, okay, I got to kind of wash my hands with you, because you kind of wasting my energy and wasting my time, because I know what I want to do, and apparently you want something else for your life. So,
Right. Yeah.
got to bring the scissors out and cut the string. Unfortunately, it is hard, because you got family members and cousins and brothers and sisters that want to like be around you and stuff, but it's like, yeah, family is family, but just because they family don't mean you have to like be around them all the time. It's like I try to pull people in, like this is what I'm doing, and this is what I want to do. Like people know, but it's still like half don't support, the other half they might support, and then it's like the other, they just want to just be around because they see what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. So is like music your full-time thing, or what are you doing today?
Um, Music, YouTube. This clothing line we trying to launch. We're trying to at least get it out by next year. I think we might be dropping some T-shirts sometime soon.
Talk about that. Talk about the clothing line.
The clothing line is called Safe and Dangerous. It's with me and my partner. I call him my brother. I've been knowing him for like 7-8 years. His name is I don't know what he want me to say. His name is, he go by High Cloud Customs.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been working on this thing for a minute, maybe off and on, maybe like 3 or 4 years. So it's called Safe and Dangerous. It's like it's kind of like it's like half and half. It's like a good side for safe, and like like a little bad side for dangerous, because everybody got a good and bad side. So it's like it kind of like plays off of that, really. But
are you going to be doing like custom pieces and stuff, and then like kind of replicating it a couple times, or like you going to do like one-offs? Like what is like kind of, how would you define the brand / be like, oh, that's like Safe and Dangerous, when someone like sees that?
You mean like the design wise? Like we got
Yeah.
different designs. Like we have a panther. It's like half of the face of the panther is a skull, and the other half is like the full panther with the fur.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
then we have just the letters S and D with it's like a special and symbol that I created.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What made you want to start it?
Clothing line.
Mm-hmm.
I like clothes. I'm into fashion. It's kind of like just seeing that it's a part of the. It's really a part of the like business, really, like because I have a label that I'm trying to start. It's called Ground Forever. So it's kind of like just trying to play a part of the game. Really, like everything. Like music is you have to be in multiple different things. Like music, it ties along with fashion and you know other things. So it's kind of like, well, why not?
Yeah, creating a brand like that is it's music, it's clothes, it's like it's kind of one big brand like umbrella.
Right. Because I mean, artists, especially local artists, indie artists, like they don't really make a lot of money. Like you got some people that actually see a lot of money, but even in the industry, mainstream, whatever genre it is, like you still gotta do other things.
Yeah.
Because I mean, everybody like take Lil Wayne for example. Like at a point of time, like the whole world was listening to Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Now it's like you don't really hear too much about Lil Wayne. People don't really talk about his music anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like he still do the skateboarding thing, so he
He
got people.
skateboards?
Yeah,
What? When did he
he
start doing that?
he been doing that for a long time. Skateboarding and playing the guitar.
The new Tony Hawk Pro Skater game featuring Lil Wayne.
I,
Lil
I,
Wayne's Pro Skater.
right. I know they talked about I think they was talking about sponsoring, like getting sponsors to put him on one of the like I think it's like Pro Skate or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that would see that's like being business smart because
Yep.
you know people will trickle from the hip hop community and culture like, oh, I'm about to go check this skateboard game out because Lil Wayne on it.
Dude, it's so smart because like if your music fails, like you have that clothing company, or if nobody's like digging your clothing, you still have music, or like what
Exactly.
like all your eggs aren't in one basket. And I think it's a little bit easier, like because natural, it's not like you're forced to do it necessarily. Like it's still a creative outlet, right?
Right.
You know, it's not like God, we have to have a clothing line. Like you're still passionate about clothing. That's why you picked one. You could have done a blog, right?
Right.
But
Right.
like maybe you're not a great writer, or it's just you don't mess with it, right? It's just
Right.
and then you picked YouTube. Like, for YouTube? Like, what made you get into that?
Just trying to stay productive over the summer, and really, I was trying to do it as a group. Like I wanted to pull people in and like try to start a group and have people, everybody doing something productive, something we all can sit down and you know bond and build something with.
Yeah.
Um,
Tell them if they were to find your YouTube channel, like what is it? Like, are they going to watch music? Are they going to?
yeah, it's still music, but it's like it's I do the reaction videos, but um, I just started off doing it. I want to eventually, because I also a mix engineer. I went to school at Full Sail University.
Yeah, that's where my brother went.
Yeah, I got to get back into my classes, man. So I need that degree like right now.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, eventually I want to start doing like mixing and mastering videos on there as well. Like anything that ties into music. So it's like it'll just be like if you come to the channel, it's gonna be something with music involved. Because I also want to start doing like reactions to local music, like people
That's smart.
that don't necessarily have a big fan base. Because in the city, like everybody kind of ride the wave of the big names, and it's hard for people that trying to build and trying to get their foot in the door. It's hard for them to really get a chance. So it's like that's something I want to do is kind of figure out how can I become a part of bringing out people who who are not getting heard basically.
Yep. Where does that desire come from?
From being going through that experience myself, really. um I mean, I've put out songs on SoundCloud, YouTube. I've put out music like over the past 10 years, but it's just like in your head you think like, oh yeah, this is gonna be crazy, like this is a good song, people gonna love this. Like it really just be like close people who you know. It's not like somebody in the city that got a big name. If they drop a song, then the whole city is tuned into it. It's like you don't get that same attention.
How do you deal with failure?
um I don't even think I really pay attention to it. Like I've been down so many times, but it's like it make me grind harder, like go harder. Like that's like one of the reasons I can't sleep. Like I sleep, but I don't get a lot of sleep because it's just like my mind is always racing. Like what can I do better? What can I do next? Like what steps can I take to progress more and be a better person, father or artist or businessman? Like where what can I do?
Yeah. What would your advice be to somebody who's maybe nervous about starting music, but they're kind of passionate about it?
Just do it. Just do it. Don't ponder on it. Um, this is one of the things I had talked about with Hot Cloud. Like we gotta stop holding ourselves back because it's art. You know, one of the biggest things with me is like I don't like to negatively critique anyone's art because you have to be in that person's body and you have to actually be that person to judge somebody else's art. That's how I feel. But I would have to say just do it. Stop thinking on it too much. Stop brainstorming. Stop wondering what people gonna think because it's gonna be people that's gonna give you good advice. People gonna like it. People gonna hate it. Just do it. Just put it out. You never know what the turnout might be until you put it out. And when you do put it out, whatever criticism you get, use that as fuel to become better. That's how you grow. That's how you whatever it is that you're doing. That's how you grow.
Yeah, it's true. Like you can't make progress if you don't ever put anything out.
Right. You because it's a thing. Like people think that they can just, for one, you got to support other people. That's like the number one thing. Like I see this so much. Like people they start doing something and then they feel like everybody's just gonna jump on it and be like, oh, we love this. No, you gotta actually support other people before to get support. It's like respect. You gotta give respect to get respect. So it's like the same thing. You gotta support other people to get support. It's common sense.
Yeah, the networking is important, but like, I don't know. I mean, like Gary Vaynerchuk talks about like kind of jab, 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 right hook, like kind of giving without expectation and like taking a very long time before you give the ask.
Right.
I always thought that was just interesting.
Yeah.
Because people can tell, like I've having Vintage Indie with 5,000 plus followers or whatever. I've had people who I've collaborated with who've been pretty thirsty and it's been it's annoying.
Right.
Because that's knowing my own intention and especially with this, like I'm picking random people. And just because my own belief that everybody has a story and that not necessarily one's more valuable than the other, but just that I'm doing this because I need content, but I don't need you, to repost the episode if you don't want to. If you don't want to put me on, you don't have to put me on. You don't have to.
Right.
I'm not expecting you to. That's just, for me, all the reason why I do these episodes is because I know hopefully if you've never shared your story before, you get an opportunity to do that.
Right.
To realize that you do have a story, and then you get to help my listeners say like, oh, there is a person that has gone through something similar to me, is going through. They've given me maybe, oh shoot, that worked for them. Okay, cool.
Right. Yeah. That's why I listen to podcasts, and that's what I get out of listening to podcasts. I like listening and hearing people talk about things that people, or I guess you can say, afraid to talk about with other people. Like, you know, it's like so many topics that people talk about on podcasts that go through people's head. Like, people are thinking it, but they don't actually have that dialect or conversation with another human being.
Yeah.
So to hear that, it's like, wow, like you, just like you said, like, wow, like I was thinking that, or I went through that, or I'm going through that situation right now.
So you're a parent?
Am I a parent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's it like to be a parent?
It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Like, my son is 4. I'm a full-time father. Like, my son lives with me. So it's kind of hard to balance, like, being young, trying to have fun, live your life, and work. And if you trying to be some type of in the business world, in any type of aspect, it's just hard to balance everything. But like I said, at the end of the day, like, that's my main thought. Like, what am I gonna leave behind on this earth? Like, even for my son, like, I want to leave, even for my nephews, like, I want to leave something behind. Like, it might not be, none of them might not be into music, but maybe one of them might be into clothes, or, you know, anything. Like, they can pick up where I left off, or, you know, have a spin off on it.
What's been like your experience with anxiety or depression or just mental health in general? Do you have some personal experience, or maybe people around you that have?
Yeah. I actually know a lot of people that have like issues with mental. My grandmother actually does too, but I think that might like kind of be genetic with me. It's not bad. Like, I think I cope with different things well, but you know, there are times where I get like depressed, or I get down on myself. But you know, I just kind of start trying to pray, or, you know, I try to talk to somebody that I know would give me the advice that I would give them. Because when I talk to people, I don't tell them anything that they want to hear. I tell them what they need to hear. Like, I speak from the heart, because I wouldn't want anybody to tell me, you know, just some old whatever.
Yeah.
You got to listen to people. Like, you got to actually listen to people and see what they're going through. Like, I think that's a big problem with the world now. Like, everybody is so for themselves. Like, what happened to loving and caring, and, you know, reaching out and checking on your people and make sure they're okay. Like, you
Yeah.
know.
What do you do for other people? Like, let's say your sister, let's say your best friend is like having a real shitty time. Like, what do you do? Like, what's your go-to like thing?
I'm a talker. I'm a talker. If it's anything, like, I'm a talker. Like, I sit on the phone with you for however long it till our phone die, until you feel like you feel better. You know, if anybody ever need help, I actually like post from time to time on my Twitter and on my Instagram. Like, I say, like, if anybody needs an ear, or if it's anybody that needs some type of help, I'm here. You can contact me, and, you know, we can talk, or, you know what I mean, things like that. It don't necessarily just have to be somebody that I know. It might be, you know, it's a stranger, but, you know, people don't really, I don't know, I guess that's weird to people in this generation.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of that, like, what are your thoughts on musically, like where we're at as a generation? Like,
Like,
just to like today's music, like last 10 years.
I say I don't like it.
Honesty, all right.
I don't. I don't, but you know, I play the part. But I try to be as realistic as possible in my music. But I think I think it kind of make a lot of things worse. But it is actually good music out that's still getting played. But far as like rap, like, I feel like everybody is just following one thing. Like, everybody want to be like the toughest guy in the world, the hardest female in the world. Like, the women, like, definitely and hip hop is just like almost like seriously, like all of them are like dancers and they all just get naked and stuff. It's like,
Who do you think's the best female rapper?
I don't know. I don't really listen to them because they all just be talking about sex.
Facts.
It's just like I don't know. That's all I hear.
Yeah. I feel like I like Cardi more than Nicki Minaj personally.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, I can't say that. I feel like Nicki was a little bit too animated for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, but I mean, Cardi is too. I don't like her voice.
Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like her voice.
Who do you follow like today? Who's like still making music?
Like
or like, oh, dude, J. Cole's really good. Or like
everybody.
Everybody.
I listen like I grew up listening to multiple genres, and I still go back and listen. Like I was just listening to Hall & Oates album last week.
There you
go. I love Hall & Oates. But, I listen to everybody. I give everybody a chance. My favorite artist is, I don't know why, but it's just Kevin Gates. I like his older stuff, like his newer stuff, not really. Mm-hmm. But I like heartfelt music. Anybody that's kind of heartfelt, that kind of tell a story. Or
do you like Joyner Lucas?
Joyner Lucas is a beast.
I love his music.
He is a beast. Like I feel like I love Eminem, I do, but I feel like Joyner Lucas is like, I think he right there. I think he got him.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
What are your thoughts on? Well, yeah, Joyner. I love him. The one he did. God, what is it called? The one he did recently. Like, I'm not racist.
Yeah,
dude. Joyner like before he put out that video, but I forgot what he looked. I didn't know what he looked like, and so I was like, his voice sounds familiar. But this white guy just says the N-word like right out of the bat. I'm like, oh my, who is this dude? I'm like, oh my God, it's I realized it was a commentary video, and that was Joyner's voice. I was like, oh my God.
That's exactly how I was when I first seen it. I didn't know what he looked like either. I didn't at all. So when I seen it, I was like, it was dope. It was definitely dope, but I
love that video. Yeah.
It was dope.
What are your thoughts on like Childish Gambino? Because I think I wouldn't say he's similar to you. I know that might be a huge compliment, but maybe an inaccurate one right now for you and Childish Gambino. But my point is that he's doing his hands in multiple pots. He has his own show Atlanta. I don't know if they're still making it, but like not only that, he did a screenplay based on his music. Like he did that, and then he does music, and he's done TV. So not only is he like an executive producer making his own show, but he's done comedy, he's done stand up, he's done what are your thoughts on like that? Because I feel like that's the future, or at least the future of greats.
I feel like the way how he came in, I feel like he played his role like perfect. I feel like he came into the industry, he gave good music. He gave a different type of music. Mm-hmm. He did, TV shows, movies, and then kind of like start to move out the way. You know what I mean? And make room for the next, the next upcoming. That's how I feel like that's how it's supposed to go. Come in, do what you need to do, leave your mark, and make room for the next person.
Right. Yeah.
Versus you got like, I remember I think Young Book, he had got mad because Jay-Z had dropped one of his albums the same day that he did, and nobody paid attention to his album because Jay-Z had dropped. Yeah. He was like mad, let me get some of that love, let me get some attention. But it's kind of like that, come on, you been Jay-Z since you been Jay-Z, so it's like you need to move out the way.
Right.
You did.
Dang, shots fired at Jay-Z.
Nah. I love Jay-Z. It's just like when he dropped, it's like the whole world freeze.
True.
When I say drop, the whole world freeze.
Same thing with Kanye.
Kanye dropped the whole world freeze. Like, and he know how to play. He know what he be doing. He know how to play. Like,
Yeah, he's smart.
yeah, he know how to keep himself relevant.
Mm-hmm. Who are some of your like role models? Either like celebrity or just personally.
Mm. I never really thought about that. I never really thought about that. I kind of I kind of just look up to people who doing positive things. You
Mm-hmm.
know, people that like care about actually care about other people, and they positive. They trying to do something business wise. So I really can't say. I never really thought about that really.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, like for the next generation, and maybe even where we're at today? Like, what do you think is a solution to improve overall mental health, or even maybe a more specific question for people to start pursuing their dreams, for more people to, yeah, I mean, I would love to know what your thoughts are on just a solution or a thing to help overall mental health improve it, and then if you want to add something of like how to get more people to start being themselves and pursuing their passions.
That's like the biggest thing right there. That's the biggest thing. I think people in this generation are too caught up in trying to look the part, play the part, be cool, whatever that may consist of, whatever being cool is. I think people are too caught up on that and instead of actually being themselves. I think that's where a lot of problems come in. Like people are afraid to be themselves because of the world and society and social media is so judgmental. And the kids, they grow up with social media now, so it's just like social media to them is life. So I think like
Mm-hmm.
people need to kind of promote being, it's okay to be who you are, you know, especially in the school. Like it starts in school, you know. Um, I can't really say I promote like therapy. I never been, but I mean, anything could be therapeutic. I don't feel like you necessarily need to go get a therapist, but if it's something that you can do to find some type of outlet or anything that may seem therapeutic to you, then continue with that.
Yeah.
As far as a big solution, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. I
it's
mean, I
it's
think you have a good answer.
it's kind of shaky. I just think people need to come together more. I think if we had more unity in the world, then that'll solve a lot of problems,
Mm-hmm.
especially mentally, because a lot of people just feel like they alone. They just feel like they alone.
Yep. Do you have like a motto?
A motto like a quote.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that. So is like take, risk, prosper.
Yeah. Take risk and prosper.
Yeah.
Trap. Yeah. I read a lot of quotes. I want to think if I can think of one right now. Like matter of fact, I'll actually like be writing down quotes because I read a lot of books and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I got like a section. Oh, um, this is one that kind of like ties into what we've been talking about, like far as like people trying to become better or like mental health and stuff. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was I don't know who said it, but it says sometimes people need to step outside of who they are to realize who they really could be.
Mm. That's powerful.
Casualty of war. Yeah. I got like 20 different quotes in here.
That's good though. You
I
have
just
affirmation and confidence builders on standby.
Oh yeah, gotta have that. You need that. I mean, I think everybody needs that on a daily basis.
You got to be your own. You have to be your own biggest supporter.
Yeah, you gotta, love yourself.
Preach.
Love yourself. Stand by yourself.
2020 goals.
2020 goals. I wanna definitely release more projects. This clothing line. I want to be able to like meet more people and travel. That's like one of my biggest goals. I want to travel because I haven't really gotten a chance to step outside of Indiana like that. So I really want to travel. And I want to. It's like not just to travel. I want to travel and meet different people. Like see how different people act in different states. Like see like how we questioning and talking and having dialect. Like I want to do that with different people in different states because it's different. You know what I mean? Like Indiana is different from New York or Cali, Florida, or whatever. Like it's different. They grow up different. They see different things.
Yep. That's the beauty of what I'm doing now is I'm trying to do that, and I get to hear how people grew up, and I get to hear all kinds of different stuff. And I talked to a guy from Vancouver. I talked to a guy from Texas.
See, and Vancouver is in Canada, right?
Yep.
Yeah. See, that's another goal. I want to go to Canada.
There you go.
I want to go to Canada.
Toronto's awesome. I loved it. I've been there twice.
You been there twice?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Is it like Tom? It's like the downtown, like Times Square.
Their downtown's kind of busy. It's awesome though because you walk one block and you're in Chinatown. You walk one block and you're in the Broad Ripple type of everything's just you can quickly walk in and out of different cultures. I went there and hung out with the homeless a little bit, but I was doing missionary work. But there's in their currency, I'm pretty sure they lace the dollars or whatever you call them. Canadian dollars with maple syrup. So when you smell it, it smells like maple syrup.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. But there's little things where you're like, it reminds you you're in a foreign country, but for the most part, it feels like a big city. Not as big as like Chicago or anything like that. But
right, but it's still massive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I didn't get to go by where the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
I didn't get to go near there. Like that side of town, but I got to go like downtown, kind of like where it's close to like New York City. I'm doing quotes over here, but
right,
it still was cool. I liked it.
Yeah, I definitely want to check it out because I gotta get my passport and stuff first, but
yeah,
in due time. It sounds like it was it cold?
A little bit because we went in kind of the fall time. It wasn't snowing, which is nice.
Right. Yeah, I don't like snow.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, you have to have poutine though. Poutine's like it's like fries, like gravy, cheese, bacon, like meat. It's like their signature dish over there.
Like kind of like a gumbo, but it's it's like a mixture of things.
Yeah. It's like fries and gravy. It's like their thing, and they have a lot of fresh markets too. Like they have one like really big market with like really like candied strawberries. Not like any of that dry, gross stuff, but it's like candy.
Right.
It tastes like. But
they probably got like better products out there. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was nuts. There was the first time I went there was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I was in that market and I was walking around and I saw this one dude who was playing "Fly Me to the Moon" by Frank Sinatra.
Right.
And I just was like hanging out and stuff. Like the rest of the group was buying stuff for lunch. And so I went and I like just hung out with this dude, talked with him. And he's like, I've traveled the world playing music. I've got so many kids. And like, I got to know his story a little bit. So then I went back in like 2 or 3 years later and he was still there.
Same spot.
And yes, same spot, dude. And I was like, that was part of the reason why I went, not part of the reason, but I was like, oh, what if he's still there? So like I went back, I'm like, dude, you don't remember me probably, but like, can you just play this song again? Like, and then he's like, oh, I kind of remember you, but it was just cool for me. Like, just, I don't know. Some people are just a part of the city,
Yeah, just like, yeah, exactly. Was he like playing like you say he was playing a horn or?
He was playing guitar, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a good experience. I like to hear like acoustics and yeah.
All right, dude, we're wrapping up here. I've got 5 fun questions left.
Uh-oh.
And they're fun for the most part. I joke that they're difficult, but they're not. Number 1, you're on a desert island and you get to bring one item and one person. Who do you bring?
One item, one person. My son, of course. One item. Oh no.
I usually go with like hatchet or like just some axe or like flint or something. So make a fire.
Something that you can make up. You said a desert. It's like we
Oh,
deserted.
like a deserted island, just like middle of
Oh
nowhere.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. My son and yeah, something I can make fire with definitely, cause I don't like the cold.
Yeah.
And I know if I'm cold, then he probably cold too. So
Yep.
maybe I wouldn't bring him because if we deserted,
You get to go to dinner with anyone who's alive. Who do you go with?
anybody that's allowed, Al Pacino.
Okay. Where do you go to eat?
A 5-star seafood restaurant.
All right. And then why'd you pick him?
Al Pacino, I love Al Pacino. I want to meet him at least once.
That'd be sick.
I know.
What would you ask him?
Well, like I probably would ask him like what was his like experience like coming up from like where he grew up like to where he at now, you know.
Yeah. Who's your top 5 of all time for basketball?
Top 5?
Yep.
LeBron, Kobe, Steve Nash. Vince Carter and Allen Iverson.
There you go. An embarrassing moment.
Embarrassing moment. I got embarrassed at school. I got a whooping in front of everybody. I got in trouble at school real bad. That was
Do you like paddle?
I did. I got a paddle before.
Damn.
That was in elementary, yeah.
Oh, okay. Favorite part of yourself?
Like physically or
nah, just like mentally.
Mentally? I would have to say my mind, my brain. I mean, kind of work different.
Yeah. You just like how you think.
Yeah, like how I think, like being ambitious and creative.
That's good. All right, man. That's pretty much it. What I want you to do is I want you to pick one person, like significant other, someone whoever. Like shout out Janice. Thanks so much for like being such a support to me. Whatever you want, but you're pouring into another person basically. So I want you to pick one person, and then at the end, just plug where we can find you. Like YouTube, Instagram, all that jazz.
Oh, okay. That'll definitely have to be, man, my big brother, man. Aaron High Call Customs. I definitely appreciate him, man. I was at a point where I wasn't necessarily giving up, but I was just like kind of steering away from what I wanted to do. He kind of like actually he pulled me back in. Like I wouldn't even be able to record this album if it weren't for him lending me his microphone and So yeah, I definitely give a big shout out to him. My family, my mother and my son for being here helping me as well. guiding me through life, and my son for making me a stronger, better person. Um, I actually I got 2 Instagram accounts, but I mean you can find me on Instagram. All you gotta do is type in Twoo Tarentino. It's TWOOTARENTINO, and I pop up on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I just made a TikTok. I'm gonna figure out how to use it.
Attaboy.
I'm gonna try to figure out how to use it. It's new.
Yeah, I just joined TikTok too. I just posted my thrift videos, but I might start trying to do like encouragement videos, dude. Yeah, it's smart to get on that now. Just even if it doesn't pan out, but that's where the younger generation's at.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, it's big now, but it's gonna be big. Like probably like the new. Like you remember how MySpace was when it first came out? Yeah, that's how I feel. So I'm like, I gotta figure this out. It's pretty dope though. It's pretty dope though.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate you joining me for this, like, kind of just conversation, you know?
Most definitely. I appreciate you for having me and giving me the opportunity to come on here and talk with you.
Yeah, dude. It's been a good hour.
Most definitely.
All right, buddy. Well, I'll keep in touch, man. I'll send you a sticker. If you want to DM me your address, I'll mail it to you. It's just a sticker of like the classic Buffalo thing.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay, no problem.
And then, yeah, I'll probably post the video, or not video. I'll post the episode close to January 10th, so that way I can kind of at least, even if one person's listening to it, I'm promoting around the time,
Right.
So.
Okay, that'll be dope.
Sweet, man. Well, hey, I'll talk to you later. All right.
All right. Have a good one. Be safe out there in that traffic.
All right. See you, buddy.
All right. Take it easy.